What up? Top of the top. What's the business? What's up? Good morning. Good morning. Harlem Double. What up? Millie. What's up, Millie? J.E. What up? Brooklyn in the building. NYC always standing strong out here, man. Y'all should already know that. Salute to everybody across the map. Good morning, Latasha Jordan. Salute to everybody that's here early. We up. We lit. Shout out to everybody catching the replay. Y'all know what time it is. Today gonna be a good one, y'all. I promise you that. Today gonna be a good one. We got some things we're gonna talk about. Good morning, Miss Deja. You know, I already hollered at my boy Jug Rich. Jug Rich was good. Jug Rich. Zingard, what up? You already know what's up. Like I said, what up, Alan from the UK? What's up? The family already here, so when the family here, I start quick. Y'all already know that. So anyway, man, let's talk about it today. Today, I'm gonna be talking about SWIZZ Beatz and Timbaland. Them boys got jerked. I'm gonna talk about that. Like I said, man, it's 4 Fame Live episode 245. Man, we doing it live around here. Also, salute to everybody else that's doing their thing, man. Everybody that's doing their thing, being consistent at whatever you do. That's what it's all about. Just stay true to what you do and everything will be all right. I'm also going to be talking about this whole thing going on with Youngthug. He being sued for $150,000 because he ran off with some show money, but actually he got locked up. And I'm also going to be talking about how that whole case is turning up because key snitches in the case have been revealed. And the prosecutor, the district attorney is mad. Miss Fannie Willis is mad. We're going to talk about that with these indictments. It's indictment season coming up. We're going to talk about that. And I got a few other things to talk about, like how a school in California was teaching the kids how to pick cotton. Man, we're going to talk about that. What up, Annette? Good morning, Annette. What's up, sis? What's going on? That's right, NC in the building. Shout out to Boston. Shout out to the whole East Coast, man. Connecticut, Jersey, everywhere. Philly, PA. Y'all already know. Florida, both of the Carolinas, North and South, Maryland, Baltimore, all of that, man. The whole East Coast in here, man. just like the Midwest in here and the West Coast. Yeah. I'm also going to be talking about a few other things, man. Y'all know how I do. But that story with that picking cotton stuff, that blew my mind. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It'd be so much stuff be tripping me. I'll be like, hold up, what is going on here? Anyway, man, I'm about to get into it. Like I said, 4 Fame Live, episode 245, man. Ain't no time to play, but we're going to have a good day. Trust me on that. The last days of the summer, shit, we're going to be all right. Let's go. Now, here we go again. Here we go again with some more people getting jerked, getting booked, getting finessed. But also, it deals with selling out. And sometimes when you sell out, you got to take what comes with it. So let's get into this whole thing with VERZUZ, because we've seen how VERZUZ took off and blew up in the pandemic. You got to remember that. Remember, we all was in the house on lockdown, and these two brothers came up with an idea on how to get paid. And it was called VERZUZ. Having some of our favorite rappers of the past, some of our favorite R&B artists, it gave them a platform to compete. But it wasn't really about competing. It was about these two guys generating revenue, and every old artist was able to restamp themselves or revamp their career. You'll see a lot of people, some of these entertainers were quiet before all of this VERZUZ stuff, but VERZUZ gave them an outlet to get back in the spotlight. We seen that recently with that whole R&B thing with the B2K, Ray J, and Lil Sammy. Lil Sammy said that his career is back on track now. He said he basically was out the game for a while, but guess what? That VERZUZ helped him get back. We know Bobby Valentino was in all those transgender allegations. He slid on VERZUZ and tried to get his name back out there. And for those that don't know, they got a group. If I'm not mistaken, it's Lil Sammy, Ray J, Lil Sammy, Ray J, and somebody else. Oh yeah, Bobby Valentino and another one. They and Pleasure P. They got a group now. So we know for a fact VERZUZ was able to put some of these older artists' career back on the spotlight or gave them an outlet. So VERZUZ did do some good, but these two men, they were smart because they realized a lot of people was in the house. That's the same exact thing happened with a lot of YouTubers. A lot of you'll see a lot of YouTubers blew up in a pandemic because everybody was in the house, which made a lot of people's views go up to certain levels. A lot of people started in the pandemic. Their numbers up now. A lot of people that started in the pandemic, their numbers went up. And when the pandemic was over, their numbers fell. My point is this. A lot of people were able to be successful and gain certain attention and attraction due to the fact that everybody was in the house. And these two dudes, they was able to get a lot of money off Instagram. So I'm gonna salute them on that part. But one thing happened, in my opinion. What happened is they sold out too fast. So as soon as VERZUZ started making a little money, they cut a side deal because it's all about buying and selling. Don't get it twisted. You build up a brand to a certain level, and some people feel like why it's worth what it's worth, they cash out. Some people never sell a brand. You dig? But most of the time with melanated people, when they get to a certain level, they usually sell a brand. But in this situation, they sold the whole VERZUZ platform. They sold it to a company called Triller. Now, they sold the idea to Triller, all right? Triller was supposed to pay them a certain amount of money. So what Triller did was give them a down payment, and then they wasn't trying to pay them. So they had to take them to court. Now, mind you, a lot of people don't know, they sold VERZUZ to Triller in 2021. That's when you seen it started getting extra, the stage, the tickets. You started seeing a lot of extra stuff. Remember before, it was just real simple. But once they sold it or sold out, the company Triller gave them a deposit up front and failed to pay them the rest. They tried to jack them for VERZUZ. So SWIZZ BEATZ and Timbaland, they had to settle. They had to settle in court. They had to settle a deal with court, and then Triller gave them another deposit that they owed them. But after that, they failed to pay them again. So we see Triller was trying to rob SWIZZ BEATZ and Timbaland every chance they got. They defaulted on payments 2 times. So now SWIZZ BEATZ and Timbaland got to fight to get the rest of their money. Now they suing for $28 million. They suing for $28 million. So, and they also suing for extra damages. So being that they suing for $28 million, mind you, they got to fight to get the rest of their money, and there's no guarantee they're going to get the rest of their money. Because we do also know that certain things happen within VERZUZ, and I'm going to be real, I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think VERZUZ is worth as much as it is now when it first started, because we've seen it actually got a little weaker. So you got to remember that too. It might have been worth a certain amount when they started, but once you bring certain acts on the stage and it don't hit the same, that affects the revenue. And we know for a fact that VERZUZ is not the same like when it first came out, but they had some epic events. And you got to remember this. This is one thing you got to remember. The epic events really happened after they sold it. Like, this is one of the most epic VERZUZ to me that a lot of people wanted to see was the Dipset against the Locks, as well as the Jeezy and Gucci Man. So you got to remember, they made sure they marketed smart. They said we got to market to the South. That was a Gucci Man Jeezy beef, or Versus. So Versus is just, y'all know what Versus is. It's another form of beef, but it's respectable beef. Anyway, as you see right here at the stage, they started getting the props and more investment. You see the promotion of the Ciroc, the brand merging. This is when they had already sold it. And this is when the people Triller had bought Versus and took it to another level. But these were some of the most epic. So they marketed to the South, the East Coast, West, Midwest, and they strategically marketed to different groups, as well as the R&B group, the R&B, should I say the R&B lane, the R&B genre, to bring in the R&B fans as well. But they had some epic battles. And a lot of people, this is when they did the epic R&B battle with Brandy and Monica, because y'all know they always had a back and forth. So Versus was smart. Now, mind you, got to remember, all of this is when Triller took over. So it started going to another level. They started putting more investments and started being more things going on. But we know they had to make a lot of money because they got brand merging. They pay-per-view, ticket sales, things like that. And out of all of that, they not trying to pay Timbaland and them nothing. Though also, one of these battles was good, or should I say, the Raekwon Ghostface Killer. That Versus was good. So they had verses for all generations, all eras, all music forms. It was a good idea. These brothers put together a good idea. But in my opinion, they should have stuck with it. They should have kept it. But see, in my opinion, they probably felt like they was going to make a quick cash out in the pandemic. Then they probably felt like shit after the pandemic, man, whatever. We just go back to doing what we was doing before that. Making tracks, producing. It was a money grab. But if they would have kept it in power, they wouldn't be in court right now fighting for their 28 million. Why? Because they maybe would have made 28 million. This also was an epic battle with 3 6 Mafia and Bone Thugs and Harmony. Like I said, this was for the South and the Midwest. This was for everybody, but certain markets, they were smart and strategic because Bone Thugs and 3 6 Mafia always had beef. So my point is, these were some of the epic verses, but Timbaland and SWIZZ Beatz had already sold it. And they probably wish now they never sold it. Because remember, when you create an idea and you create a brand, it's no limitation how much money you can make. It's no limitation. But if you're just searching for money, you just want a quick come up real quick, then you're going to get what you get. And all they got was 2 deposits. They gave on 1 deposit and said, get out of here. Triller gave on 1 deposit and said, kick rocks. So then they had to sue for the rest of their money. And then they gave them a little bit and then dipped on them again and said, kick rocks again, and got low. So now they suing for $28 million. So the question is it their fault? Should they have kept it longer? Or is it their fault for being fast, selling it, getting that money up front, and just saying, fuck it. We good for now. We'll get the rest later. Because remember, in the pandemic, a lot of people got shut down and they had to make money some kind of way. You got to remember that. Timbaland and SWIZZ Beatz, they were the top producers in the late 90s. 97, 98. They got hits, and both of them are producers of dead people. Timbaland, Aaliyah catalog, dead, rest in peace. SWIZZ Beatz, whole lot of DMX beats, dead. So just so happens some of the top producers of the 90s, early 2000s, they both got 2 prominent dead actors. And guess what, y'all? Check this out. Just so happened DMX, Aaliyah in a movie together called what? Romeo Must Die. See that? Just showing you how some things relate. Not saying they got nothing to do with nothing, but I'm just showing you. They both are producers of 2 of the top dead artists. One of the top dead rappers as of today is DMX. Still, one of the top dead R&B singers is Aaliyah. Both of them was in a movie together. Both of them dead. Both of these 2 getting paid off, both of them. See how the game works? You'll see every famous producer got a dead rapper. in his catalog somewhere. I'm just being real. DJ Premier, considered to be one of the greatest producers on the East Coast. His main member dead, Guru from Gangstar. He dead. So he get paid off all that. I'm just showing you something. Sometimes it's just coincidence, but every top producer damn near got a dead artist on their catalog. But these two, they make a lot of money. Maybe they could be greedy. Maybe who knows? But they sold it for $28 million, and that's on them. You should have got most of your money up front. You should have just took a package deal and got all your money up front. Screw that. Or you could have kept it and grinded it out, and you could have built VERZUZ up to be $100 million brand that was taken real serious. Because when these people took over, they got serious. You dig? They started booking venues, you know, selling out, trying to sell out arenas. They took it to another level. And SWIZZ Beatz and Timbaland, it was just something they started in the crib. Y'all remember they was first on the gram live, FaceTiming. That's how they started. And matter of fact, these are the two who started. They started it. So first, how they started VERZUZ was these two competed against each other, talking smack, you know, putting up each other records against each other. They set it off. But after they set it off, that was the promotion. And then they started getting other DJs. Like I just said, DJ Premier went against the RZA. What's the dead producer RZA got in his catalog? Old Dirty Bastard. It also was a platform to get all of the older rappers back to streaming again. Because a lot of rappers, see, a lot of people don't know the past couple of years, a lot of rappers was fighting for the rights to their music. Once this thing called streaming came out, a lot of rappers wasn't getting paid off their old music. So a lot of them had to renegotiate deals. A lot of them had to do different things. As you heard about how some of them are making their music over so they could restream it because they got jerked back in the day. So this VERZUZ platform was to get all of the older artists back into the streaming game, back into the touring game. That's why you see so many of these older acts back on the scene. And this is how they also tried to reintroduce the older hits to the younger generation. So it was smart, but they brought it on themselves. Salute to the chat. I see y'all up in here. What's going on? What's up? Y'all cooking this morning or what? I'm in the kitchen right now. I'm about to turn on the microwave. Anyway, but if they would have been patient, y'all, they could have made the money. Sometimes when you create a brand, you got to be patient. You got to be patient. Because you know what? You never know what it's going to be worth. You don't know that. But then with somebody else, take your idea and capitalize, you might be feeling a certain way in the end. Like, I always tell you the story how when Bill Gates first started with Microsoft, he had a lot of investors with him. He also had black people down with him. But guess what? A lot of black people cashed out. Same thing with IBM. There was a lot of black people involved with some of these companies that you see today that's big. A lot of melanated people was with a lot of these brands that are big now. But what happened is they got paid off. They cashed out early. So Bill Gates, he paid a lot of people off and made people, not made people, but he offered people to cash out in the 80s. So by the time it went to the internet level and things of that nature, and the computer went to a whole other level, all of the people that took the bag early, they missed out. That's why Bill Gates is a trillionaire to this day. But he became a millionaire in the 80s. And all the people that stayed down got paid, but a lot of people cash out because I told you, with melanated people, sometimes we are quick to cash out. Like I know a situation where a particular man, he started a soul food franchise, banging ass food. Soon as it started doing good, he sold the brand to just so happened he sold it to an Arabian man. So a lot of people was going to buy the soul food, but they didn't understand it was owned by a different man. But the Arabian man, he kept the same black cooks in the soul food spot. But what happened was the brand went in the ground because they wasn't running it the way the original owner was running it. And then they tried to open up more than one soul food spot under that brand. And guess what happened? They all collapsed quick. Because sometimes nobody's going to work the brand like you. So it go two ways. You could sell a brand, it could do better. And then sometimes you could sell your brand and somebody could ruin the shit. And you'd be like, damn, I should have just kept it. That's how I go sometime. And then sometime the money you take up front ain't even worth it. You dig? You can take the money up front and it don't be worth it. So sometimes you got to stick to your project. You got to stick with your baby. Your baby is your project. You dig? What you put together, your brand, that is your baby. So you only gonna get what you put into it. Other than that, I might come back to this. I got some real business to talk about. Y'all know how I do. We got the surface, then we go under the layers. We go deep. But salute to the chat. What y'all talking about this morning? It's Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. Y'all, it's almost over. You see the week flying, right? 2 more days. We here. What up? I see y'all still greeting each other. All right, that's it. Let's keep it pushing, y'all. Salute. All right, boom. Let's get into the real talk now. Let's get into the real business. All right. Now, like I said, the other day I posted this in the community section. Now, understand this for those that are new to this channel. We deal with facts over here. We deal with proof. I do a lot of updates on certain information to show the pattern and to keep you in tune with the trend, because my key thing I want everybody to understand, a lot of tricks and a lot of things got pulled off on us in the past, and a lot of our elders got tricked. A lot of us got tricked because we weren't able to access all of this information, and we had limited resources, and they would show us and tell us things and then hide it. My point is, I'm showing you everything that's going on in this generation that's going to affect the future, play by play by play. So you won't be able to say you didn't know, you were stupid. You know what I'm saying? Your kids, your children, the youth, the future does not have to be blind no more, because the information is here, and every chance I get, I'm going to keep showing you the information and keeping you updated. Now, after I got that out the way, let's get into it. Now, I told you this is a news week. People that know about Newsweek magazine, that means business. Fentanyl is the leading cause of death of young Americans. China is shipping it here. Now, check this out. This breaking news yesterday. Authorities warn of potent rainbow fentanyl is spreading across the West Coast after a bag was seized in Portland. No, it's not spreading after the bag was found. It was already spreading. Then y'all found the bag. So I'm going to show you how to break down the news too. But one thing you got to peep game, and a lot of y'all smart. What does that look like? Does it not look like candy? Now, mind you, they said this form of fentanyl, aka Fetty Wap, is more potent than the pills, called rainbow powder. You see all these millennium drugs? I just showed you the other day how the bricks of cocaine getting captured left and right. They catch all of the real. I'm telling y'all. But magically, this spreading all across America, y'all. Do you see the plan? I ain't got to say nothing. Use common sense. Fentanyl is the leading cause of death for young Americans. This look like it's marketed to young Americans. Kids, teenagers, or a grown-up that might have it in the crib and forget to leave, and they left it on the counter or dropped a piece on the floor, and the kid around the house, they think it's candy. You know what's going to happen after that, right? That's why you see they making it more and more and more marketable. Because they trick the new generation. This is one of the tricks they played. A lot of people already know about snorting things up their nose. A lot of people feel a certain way. That scares a lot of people. It scared a lot of people. Smoking scared a lot of people. They know about smoking crack, sniffing drugs. So this generation, they made all of the drugs more marketable, more easy. Just take a pill. It's okay. See that? The Percocet, the Molly. They take it in their mouth. And that was how they tricked them. They made them think because I take it in my mouth, it's not as bad as something I put up my nose or smoke. That's how they trick this generation. And that's why they pop, swallow, drink, lean. Whole time they drinking opioids. But they tricked them. And to be 100% honest with y'all, knowing reality, all of these drugs are worse than cocaine and all of that. I ain't gonna say heroin, but it's worse than cocaine and worse than ecstasy. So my point is this: if they told you about a lot of deaths of these young people dying, it's already hundreds of thousands dying. If they're going to sit here and tell you, this Newsweek telling you what's the cause of death, telling you where it's coming from, and then at the same exact time they telling you it's spreading, and this is just one form of fentanyl. This is just one form, rainbow fatty. This is just a new form. You got other forms of fentanyl circulating. It's being cut with coke. They got it in the dope. They got the straight up fatty pills, the fake Roxy. It's all over because look, they found it. Look, in my opinion, fatty was made in the lab. They told you about what was made in the Wuhan lab. Well, in my opinion, this was made in the Wuhan lab too. And I told y'all this is a warfare without guns. This is killing more people than gunshots. I don't care how many times niggas spin the block. This killing everybody faster. But remember, shh, it's the most quietest secret in America. So the point of the matter is this. This drug is way more powerful. It is more of a purer form. And you got to understand that ain't nothing but food coloring. It has food color in it to make it look pretty and consumable and cute for the kids. But if any kid take this, it's going to knock their socks off. They out of here. And this is what we had at America. This is also what's turning a lot of Americans into zombies and demons. It's turning them into straight demons. It's different. Salute Wax Dog. What up, bro? These drugs right here are different, y'all, because they made in laboratories. And they made from the ops. If you know what I mean. But like I said, every other drug, they capturing. Niggas getting caught with weed, all of that. But this drug right here, what I mean by put it like this, when I talk about the weed, they was catching boatloads of weed, pounds. But this drug right here, all across America, flooding. They catching some, but like we spoke about before, for people that know the game, they catch a few people, but a whole lot more. See, they'll catch one person, but 1,000 other people gonna get away with it. That's right. That's right, Ty. Definitely stay drug free. I don't understand how most young adults can stay sober anymore. It's like everybody in love with drugs. Oh, you can't stay sober. That's a fact. Young people can't stay sober, and they hooked on drugs nowadays. Exactly. And we know why, bro. It's from the rap music. If the #1 rapper right now pulled out a crack pipe and started smoking that crack and said, I'm lit, all you got to do is smoke a crack sitting on top of a Lamborghini with some jewelry on and a stack of money, and they're going to think it's cool. You get it? That's how the shit work. But I peeped a long time ago that these niggas, these rappers were functioning fiends and functioning drug addicts. We seen what happened to Gunna when he got locked up. They are functioning drug addicts because when you hooked on drugs and you got a lot of money, that's how you hide your habits. But really, you're a junkie. And they promoted the junkie lifestyle. It wasn't just them. The record labels did it. The industry did it. The powers that be. That's when I learned, or you should know, guess what? And to break your little hearts out there, the music industry is owned by China. Sony Records, China, Japan, things of that nature, right? Universal, all of that is owned by people overseas. The same people allegedly that's shipping the Fetty that was promoting the music are the same people getting paid off everybody dying. Do you get it? And these are the same people that are in bed with the administration you see right now. Man, it's a lot of politics going on, y'all. Put it like this. You'll see the pattern. Which political party is the #1 party that deals with China? Was it the Republican Party or the Democrat Party? Which political party has more influence in the rap game or the music game? Is it the Republicans or the Democrats? Who's the main one telling you vote or die? Rock the vote. Who campaigns them programs? So then you understand that, you'll understand the ties between politics and music, and they understand they can push any agenda through music, and they can push any agenda through a musical artist. That's why you'll see no rapper has spoken out against fentanyl yet. See, when we was growing up, the rappers told us crack was whack. See, it was songs. Crack is whack. They told you it was whack. That's rung in my head to this day. See, I learned that as a youth. But you'll never see this generation down certain drugs. You ain't noticed that? Because their job was to make the kids drug addicts. That's what he got paid for. Molly Percocet. He got a Grammy award for that song. He got rewarded. Whenever you get a Grammy, you're rewarded for the shit you said out your mouth. So whatever agenda they want to push, if you push the agenda and it does good, you get rewarded with a fucking plaque or a trophy. That's what that shit is for. It got nothing to do with the music. Why you think so many times when people made good music and they was getting mad because they wasn't getting awards? Because they didn't make the music they wanted to push. You got to make a filthy, dirty song. You got to make a song pushing an agenda. You got to deal with some type of brand, some type of agenda. Then you get an award. You get a Grammy. Get what I'm saying? Or you get an Oscar in a movie. If you portray a certain low down, dirty role, you get an Oscar. In most cases. That's how it works. So you get rewarded for doing a good job for master. That's how the whole award ceremony works. When you do a good job, master rewards you. You dig? But I just wanted to show y'all how they told you. This is killing the kids. Here you go. Super fatty. Look like it's for the kids to me. Called rainbow fentanyl powder. You dig? And if it ain't in a hood near you, it will be very soon. And remember, let's also deal with this ugly truth. What's the ugly truth? A lot of people start dealing with drugs in school. Most people smoke weed their first blunt in school. Most people drunk their first sip of liquor, cooler, wine, whatever. You was in high school. Let's not play. So can we say in high school, a kid might pull a pack of this out and say, come on, y'all, let's get lit? Can we say that might be going on in America this year and beyond? Maybe so. And maybe that's why they know a lot of kids are going to die, and they're dying right now. But let's move on to some other things. I'm going to see what y'all think about all of this. Like I said, you got to stay focused. This is the number one thing guaranteed to kill your child faster than a bullet. And this right here, this death is going to come from peer pressure. I'm telling you. We thought crack was bad. We thought just name every drug you thought was bad. Man, this is 10 times worse. So they're already trying to kill the future because the young is the future. I told you, they're trying to kill the future. Or should I say they're trying to kill your future? Because these are the people, the youth represent your future generation, your future bloodline. That allegedly between this, death, and jail, you see how the future look, right? Let's keep it pushing. American tourist dies at Sandals Resort in the Bahamas after having C-19 related symptoms. You see how they also dealing with the agenda of scaring Americans half to death to travel overseas? I spoke about that the other episode. Everywhere overseas, Americans are going through it. I'm telling you, overseas is wilding out. Just showed you how in Jerusalem, a whole bunch of Americans got shot up. This is why you also hear the threats of you might get the monkey on a plane. They also try to make it where certain people can't try to run. They're trying to make it hard for you to run and escape. But let's get into it. Now, look, this is supposed to be a nice, beautiful place. In the Bahamas, beautiful. Also, this applies to what I was telling y'all, how people go to places that you don't even know about. Now, when remember that whole episode when I broke down how people ruined Miami, and I told you how they don't go to Miami no more. the powers that be, the people that got money, the so-called white people, or whatever you want to call them, elite, whatever. They don't go to these places that are dead dimensions, and they don't do that. When they want to get away from you, they go to places like this. But even when they go to places like this, they still ended up dead. Now, this particular man went to the Bahamas, and he just died. And the story was talking two ways. First, they said he died mysteriously. Then they said he died from C-19 complication symptoms. And they said it's under investigation. But my point is, he went on vacation and ended up dead. And y'all know how many times we heard about what? People going overseas, getting sick, people getting sick on cruise ships, people getting sick in these hotels. You know why? Because some of these places are frequented with a lot of different people. And we got to understand, y'all, everybody is not clean. So that's why you see in a lot of places, these so-called diseases are all over the place. As far as we know, man, they could be unleashing these things in a jar in certain public places. We don't know. They could be taking a paintbrush and smearing it on certain things. We don't know. That's how I think. But anyway, shit, I might think crazy. But I just wanted to show y'all how a man went on vacation and died. And he was American, chilling in the Bahamas. Look how beautiful it is. So he went all the way over there just to die. And they also sending subliminal messages trying to say we can't run nowhere. That's how I look at it. Let's keep going. Mike Tyson. Y'all see Mike Tyson looking broke down like an old man, broke down before his time? Mike Tyson only in his 50s. But for those that been paying attention, a couple of weeks ago, Mike Tyson was making references to something like he might die soon. Something of that nature. Don't quote me on that. Something to the nature he might die soon. He not scared to die. Then reports came out he couldn't walk. And now reporters, as you see, he in a wheelchair. But this also represents a fall. It represents the breaking down of the black man. People are going to say I'm reaching, but people that understand not only subliminal messages, people that understand metaphysics, and people that understand spirituality, you understand what certain things mean. I'm going back into the 3 dimensions of things. This ain't just what you see on the surface. This represents the fall of a man that was great, that used to knock people out so fast you didn't get a chance to get your money worth on pay-per-view. But this is also about showing you the image. See, I want you to understand another thing with these images. I'm going to say it again. These images are all these news headlines, all of these media things are targeted on one thing. And that is to dehumanize you, to make you look like a peon, and also to make you lose hope. My point is this. If you notice something, they always show you your heroes when they either broke down, start breaking down, or when they sick. But something I want you to notice. Whenever they heroes get old and sick, they don't show you no pictures. When they heroes become old, they never show you them when they're old. They always show you them in their glory because it deals with imagery. But they love to show you images of certain people when they broke down, not doing too good. You see how now they love to show you that Bill Cosby picture. But when people like Ronald Reagan was sick in his last day, George Bush Sr., they didn't show you them pictures. And there's a whole lot of others. They don't show you them in their bad days. They're never going to show you that. They're only going to show you when they're upright and strong. But when it comes to other people, they love to show your people when they broke down, going through it. That's what they do. Kind of like, also proof when I was talking about Wendy Williams the other day. I didn't see the actual video. Now remember, I was showing the photos, but it's the actual video, and it was exactly what I said. It was a setup Because when she came out the building, the paparazzi started running up to her. And then when she came out delusional and realized she wasn't catching no airplane flight and she went back in her building, they started running behind her with their cameras. And I said, man, they set Wendy up for all of that. Because they wanted to show her in her bad days, not in her right mental state. But how many other celebrities did you see when they told you they had to go to the funny farm or they had to go to the so-called mental health? When did they show you when they was going through it, like delusional behavior, or you know what I'm saying? They protect theirs. But when it comes to other people, they hang them out to dry. That's just what they do. You dig? Also, back to what I was saying, a New York man was arrested with 258 pounds of cocaine. Allegedly, he was trying to go get the coke and bring it back to New York because New York is dry. But as you see, he got caught. And like I said, certain people getting caught with certain drugs, but then certain drugs all over the place. But this also applies to what I was telling you, that war on drugs. And it's a war on drugs from particular people. So I just wanted to show you that. I'm going to keep on showing you something else. This happened in North Carolina. A man was arrested with 500,000. 26 years old, getting to the bag. You see all the guns, all the drugs they caught him with? This is why I keep telling y'all, Joe gave them money to fight crime in the hood. He gave them money to fight the drug flow, the money flow for the streets. But did Joe put that money up to stop all of that fatty from circulating? So how is it a war on drugs? Basically, weed and cocaine, but all of the drugs that knock your ass out and kill your ass, they all over the place. And you got to remember, this also applies with the indictments. This applies with everybody getting snatched up. This applies to the streets being dried up. Don't forget that. So my point is, all of this is part of the program. And I was going to get into that after the other above topic, but I had to come back to it to show y'all that, just giving you proof of how the days of hustling, they drying up. So my people that's in the street, you better get your last dollar while you can before somebody tell on you. Also, we got something else to talk about. Now let's check this out. A woman is accused of drugging a Florida man and stealing $50K worth of items. We have a female, Bill Cosby, and we not giving no females no pass, because I keep telling y'all, you got females out here that be raping, robbing, drugging, finessing underage children. She straight Bill Cosby the man and robbed him. Now she got caught with no license after the fact. See that? Y'all know that hair was braided up because she had that wig on. Somebody probably thought she was a bad bitch. But she don't look that bad without that wig, do she? Trifling, right? She got caught driving with no license, but she was already wanted for drugging a man and damn near killing him, because that's another thing they use the fentanyl for, knocking your ass out. So a lot of my homeboys, my brothers, my men out there, if you into tricking, dealing with certain women, exotic, calling yourself having fun, nigga, don't get caught slipping because one of these chicks done put some in your drink and killed your ass just so she can rob you. And all you wanted was to hit real quick and spend a couple dollars and your ass dead and robbed. But remember, the reason why I brought this up, do y'all remember when Cardi B brought up the same thing about what she used to do? That's Cardi B right there. Remember when Cardi B got on Vlad and got on the stage and told people out her mouth that she used to drug niggas up and rob them? Shit, we don't know, some niggas she drug could be dead. But that ain't my point. The point is she said that shit and she ain't getting not one bit of trouble. What she said is the same thing Rick Ross said about putting Molly in her drink and she ain't even know it. Putting stuff in people's drink is the #1 formula for rape and robbery. And we heard Cardi B say that shit fresh out her mouth. And remember, they was calling her Bill Cosby for a minute. And then she had shut down her account for a little while, got low, and that shit went away. But Cardi B told you out her mouth that she used to drug niggas up. You dig? That just show you. But my point is that shit going on. And guess what else you got to understand? I told you, whenever you hear a story, it go both ways. So when Cardi B was telling the world what she used to do, guess what she was doing? She was actually promoting the shit. She was promoting putting shit in niggas' drinks so you can rob them, girl. That's how you do it, baby. You put it in their drink, and that's how you rob the nigga. That was a commercial. They promoted that video. It went viral, and she ain't getting no trouble. And now you see people doing it. But they've been doing that shit. That ain't nothing new. Strippers been doing that. Dot's been doing that. But my point is Cardi B was able to promote it. Now you understand why Cardi B got a lot of those Grammys and awards. It ain't just for her music. It's because all of the agenda she promoted. That's called selling out. Because she was brainwashing the young girls and the women around the world. Just put something in that nigga drink. That's how you get the bag. That's my point of how they promote shit. That's my point of how when they want to promote some shit, all they got to do is let the rapper say it. And you going to say it. And I'm going to get into, I'm going to talk about Cardi B and Nicki Minaj too. And I'm going to explain, we're going to talk about how they childish. Two older women being childish. I'm going to get into that. I'm going to get into that whole childish behavior. Remember, I told you, they love to portray us as little children, little kids that can't think straight, that we need help at everything we do. We babies. We stupid. We slow. We got mental health issues. Then I'm going to show you how it's people that keep feeding these narratives and they keep doing the same shit. So I'm going to talk about that whole Cardi B, Nicki Minaj back and forth shit. So let me continue on because I'm still I'm networking while I'm talking to y'all. Let's keep it pushing. Big business. Now this is something else a lot of people don't know. This is the 12th inmate that has died on Rikers Island jail in New York City. All right? Now you gotta pay attention that we just went through half of the year. And for people that don't know about Rikers Island, New York City, the main thing you got to understand is this is where the inmates are held while they still going to court. So my point is 12 people have died before they even finish with court. Like I've been telling people before, you might go to jail for the simplest shit and fuck around and die. Many different things. Gang beatings, stabbings, bickering, fighting over whatever. Drugs. And the number one killer right now is drugs in jail. That's another killer. Because you got to remember, y'all, drugs are in every penitentiary in America. They in there smoking that gas. They in there, I'm telling you, they ODing in jail all around the world. Because that's also another quick way to exterminate them. Nobody cares about a nigga in jail on fentanyl. Nobody cares about a nigga in jail on dope. And now a lot of people have got sophisticated where they have learned how to drop the drugs off using drones. So it's hella drugs in prison right now. On top of the dirty COs that bring it in. My point is people dying left and right in jail. Now look, I just showed you. The 12th inmate died the other day in Rikers Island. Guess who the 12th inmate was? This man right here. A neurologist, a doctor. He was convicted of raping his patients. And he allegedly killed himself in Rikers Island. Because that man didn't want to do that time. He didn't want to be around all them melanated people in that jail. And he's a rapo. A weirdo. And I'm going to show y'all that too. Now let's use common sense. A doctor is rich, right? Doctor got a lot of money. A doctor could have a lot of women. A doctor could get basically any type of woman they want. But I want to show you the behavior of a rapist. A rapist is all about control. A rapist or people like this doctor, You just got some people that want what they can't have. You got some people got sick ass fetishes and they got money. So I want to show you how money ain't the end all and be all. When you like, how could a person have money and still keep doing weird shit? Because they sick in the head. And he got off. It turned them on to rape women while they were asleep. It's not the fact that rapists can't get women, because we know what? In America, you can buy a female for the low too. You can have you can buy 2 chicks for $100. My point is, it's not about the money. It's not about the sex. They get off by the actual raping. And it also deals with that social disorder behavior. And some of it applies to that narcissist behavior. Well, guess what? Some men don't like to be told no. So they get off by taking it. That's why this is the same behavior why a lot of rappers and entertainers get caught up in rape charges. We say sometimes they got a lot of money, they ain't got to rape. Nah, sometimes it ain't about that. Sometimes it's the fact that nigga's a millionaire and the girl wasn't feeling him like that. The girl told him he was a cornball. The girl was like, nah, I'm good. I got a man. And sometimes niggas with money, they get frustrated, get mad. Like, who you trying to play me? Don't nobody tell me no. So sometimes it's part of their ego too. But my point is, it's all mental. Now, he's a neurologist that works on people's nerves and brain, whatever. And he out here raping chicks. And his ass went to jail. And he hung himself. Allegedly, they say they found that man hung with a towel around his neck. Shit, we don't know what happened. Niggas in the jail could have hung his ass. Anyway, I wanted to show you how niggas dying in jail. And it's a white nigga right here. But he ain't the only one. Now check it out. Like I said, let's keep it pushing. We still on Rikers Island. New data highlights overdose crisis at Rikers Island. Told you, in jail, niggas are dying. A lot of niggas going to jail, they ain't coming home. Do many different things. It's called extermination. You dig? Population control. I told y'all that. Part of the population control, like I said, once we lock them up, they out the normal population. We put them in a prison population, but they're no longer in the real world population. Them numbers are decreased. They gone. And now some of them, when they go to jail, they going to die anyway. Let's look. Services which provide medical care on Rikers are revealing that between January 2021, keep in mind, that's the exact month Moneybag Joe came into office, January 2021. Now, from January 2021 to June 2022, a couple months ago, equal up a year and a half, there were at least 431 overdose or suspected overdoses in city jails. Almost 500 people owe the fuck D. Death. That's just in one jail in a year and a half. That means these people died before they actually made it to the penitentiary to do their time. They dead. Do y'all understand what's going on? This is going on everywhere. That's why I keep telling people, you might go to jail for driving with it on a suspended license. You might go to jail for a petty ass assault, some bullshit. And you fuck around, won't make it home if you ain't got no bail money. Over many different reasons. That's all I'm saying. Just to show y'all what's going on. Let's keep it pushing. A lot of information today. All right, we're going to talk about this for a second. A lot of y'all already know. Salute to the chat. Let me check on the chat. I see y'all working. I'm going to holler back. But let's go. Right? Boom. Y'all know Young Thug. They said this man facing 900 years on a so-called RICO indictment. They saying allegedly he was putting out hits on people. He's been charged with having all type of guns, ghost gun, whatever. And a lot of people are snitching and telling. Once again, to show you that in these days, everybody's going to tell. But a cooperating witness, as you see information was leaked online, as well as some bloggers, vloggers, YouTubers have also been putting the information out there of the particular people that snitched. And allegedly, it's hurting the case now. Young Thug lawyer spoke out and he said he wants people to stop doing that because it's hurting Young Thug. But key word, it was a leak. Who leaked it? The Young Thug lawyer leaked the information because it was, you know, it comes from the discovery. Before you go to trial, the trial don't start the next year. They don't go to trial to January 23. So in a discovery, a lot of time the witness is revealed, the snitch. And this information leaked out. And they said that the particular snitch has been getting death threats, his family, even children. And being that this is happening, it also has stirred up the prosecutor, Miss Fannie Willis, the DA. And she had to speak out because they're offering extra protection to the witnesses in the case that have been threatened. And she also says that she has to make a point so any future witnesses want to step up and tell, they have to understand they will be protected. And this is the woman that are bringing down the Atlanta rappers, the gangs in Atlanta, and she also is bringing Trump and Rudolph Giuliani to court. Or should I say, she's going to be the one they got to face. And wherever you see her, you're always going to see what she represents. But I ain't going there right now. The point of the matter is she liable to get people killed because some people could get killed by that information leaking. And one thing's for sure, that if the prosecutor, if the DA don't protect some of those witnesses, that blood is going to be on her hands. But you got to know the game that in actuality, when you snitch, them people don't care about you anyway. They just want you for the information. After they get their case done, you on your own. That's just how that works. And one, you got to remember something too, y'all. And people from the street know this. Once you're a snitch for life. You got to worry about that to the day you die. So yeah, Fannie Willis might protect you to get through the trial, but it's no guarantee she's going to be there to protect you the rest of your life and your kid's life and your grandma, your mama, your daddy, your uncle, your cousin. She can't protect everybody, but that's what's going on with the Young Thug case. Witnesses have been leaked. They scared to death. Kids are being threatened. And that all make Young Thug look worse. And a lot of people are telling on Young Thug. A lot of people. They make him look like an animal. Because you got to remember that too, y'all. Some people are not killers. But some people send the killers at you. See, that's why I tell people it's two different ball games in this world. And I'm not saying that's what Young Thug did. All this is alleged. I'm not saying that. But I want people to understand that. You got some people that are killers and some people send the killers. But we neither here nor there. But he caught up in that RICO of gang activity. They've been labeled terrorists because they got the law in Georgia and Atlanta. If you gang banging and you wilding out, you getting called a terrorist. But that's all law. They just keep that shit quiet. That's why I was trying to tell people when I told them crime was over. What I meant was they're going to be targeting gangbangers like they was looking for ISIS and Bin Laden and the boys. You dig? The Taliban. They putting resources, a whole bunch of shit behind locking your ass up because you are considered a terrorist threat to your own country. And she's here to prove it, that these are terrorists. They're destroying the community. They're destroying the neighborhood. They got the neighborhood in fear, terror. And her job is to get you off the street. That's why I told you this is the real warfare right now. Get you off the street, get you 6 feet deep. Get you behind that wall. Get you out of here. That's the plan. That's the program. Let's go. Now, also at the same exact time, while Young Thug can't catch a break, he being sued by a promoter for $150,000. Now, what happened is Young Thug was supposed to perform. He was supposed to get a bag, $300,000. Guess what? For only 45 minutes. Young Thug was getting to that paper. 45 minutes, $300,000. But what happened was, for those that know about that show money, who know about the game, half up front, half when you done. So The promoters paid Young Thug half the money up front. He was supposed to perform in May, but he got locked up May 9th. Therefore, he was not able to perform the end of the month. He kept 150,000. He was supposed to pick up the other 150, making it 300,000 once he performed. So being that he got locked up, the promoters that gave him the 150,000, they got robbed. They got booked. They got taken. And now they're trying to get their money back. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if Young Thug money is seized yet, frozen. I think it is, if I'm not mistaken. But if it ain't, it will be soon. Because I told you, that's part of the game too. The part of the game is lock their ass up and take that money back. Y'all see what they did to R. Kelly? That's also, you got to understand this trick too, y'all. That's also why everybody is going federal. Because when they go federal, and you put that RICO on them, you could take everything they own. The mansion, all of those exclusive cars, exclusive jewelry, we could take that back. And put that money back into the economy, back into the system, back to the government. You get it? That's part of that the federal charges too, to take everything. Because if it's just regular state, then a lot of time, depending on the charge, you can keep your stuff and you good. But that's why they slapped that RICO on it. Now, mind you, they didn't catch Young Thug shooting off one gun. He ain't do it. They ain't catch him shooting no gun. They ain't got him, you understand? But it's about he say, she say. Conspiracy. That's why I told you, conspiracy is real in a court of law. But if you're not in a court of law and you deal with conspiracy, you're considered to be a liar, a fraud, a weirdo. You're making up stuff. You're reaching. Conspiracy only holds weight in court. Once again, I want to prove to y'all how I told you, the American language, you can make that shit mean whatever you want it to mean. Once you understand the magical use of English, then you understand life, and you understand law, and you understand America. Mind you, conspiracy in court means the truth. Conspiracy in the real world means cap, fabrications, made up shit, freestyling. Let me give you another example. I'm about to go over there. That's their car. They're always coming together. They are, you feel me? Spelled different ways, all pronounced the same. I'm showing you how they play with the English word, the English letters, the English language, period. I can go on for days and days. This is why people get caught up in a court of law. This is why people get caught up in contracts, because they don't understand the terminology of words, how they use, how they place. And this is how a lot of people get caught up in tricks. This is also why I told y'all when I was talking about the word black. Remember, we keep going into black, but I want to show you black mean a whole bunch of different things. The same thing with nigger. Nigger is what? They told you was slang for negro. Negro means black. Black really means nigger. Nigger means black. Same shit. Playing with words. We can go on for days and days about how words are finessed in America, period. That's the English language. And y'all also know about people who take the English language and write everything backwards. That's called something else. But people who know about spell casting and witchcraft and things of that nature, they take that language and spell things backwards. And that's something totally different. So I just wanted to show you how the language we speak, that's why I know how to speak proper English. I know about, but I understand the English vocabulary as well. You're only supposed to speak a certain way. Put it like this, the English language, you use it accordingly to the people you're dealing with. So like I said, if I'm dealing with people of business, or if I'm at an interview or anything dealing with importance, I know how to articulate myself, use the proper dialogue, the proper English, how to use the proper statements at the right time. You know, if I'm writing a paragraph, things of that nature. But when I'm talking, I can talk how I want to talk, because the people that understand me gonna understand what I'm saying, because that is the English language. And then we are kings of using slang. And then when we make up words, our own language, they do what? They take our slang and put it in a dictionary, because everything you say will be tracked. But language means a lot. So that's why they're saying a sticks and stones hurt your bone. Words never hurt. That's a lie. Words do hurt. Words do a whole lot. I already spoke about that. Anyway, let's keep it pushing. Them words is the same words that got people killing and brainwashed, don't it? It's words. It's called music. Lyrics put on a paper that go to Congress, that is stored with the government, called copyrights. Those words start hurting a lot of people. But we neither here nor there. Now let's get into this right here. More of the rap shit. Now remember, one of the unwritten rules in hip hop, it can only be one top female. Now, back in the day, females used to get along in rap. But you got to understand, when they wanted to lower the feminine energy, because they don't want no balance, it only could be one top female rapper at a time. Maybe two, maybe three. My point is this: they always gonna have them beefing, and it's all by design. Now you got to remember, this behavior is promoted to kids. That's why you see this so-called Street Fighter game, and you see Nicki Minaj call herself Chun-Li. Nicki Minaj and Cardi B they're really marketed to kids. They're not really marketed to grown-ups. Half of y'all became Nicki Minaj fans when you were teenagers or your early 20s. And the reason why I say that, because Nicki Minaj is about 40, damn near 40, and she still behaves like a child. But that's by design, because she knows her market. She knows that it's about the young people that look up to her. Like, I'm pretty sure some of y'all saw that meme that said, it says so-called chicks want to do everything Nicki and Beyonce say do except for get money. That's why Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Beyonce, those are really cult leaders. They are the cult leaders, Megan. They are the cult leaders of the up-and-coming generation of women. And the reason why I say that is because everything got to have balance. You got to have some type of balance. But I want to show you how Nicki Minaj betraying herself as Chun-Li in a damn video game, Street Fighter. But this is really called being childish, petty. This is childish behavior. The reason why I say that, because you got two grown women from New York City, one from the Bronx, one from Queens. They got beef. But we know Nicki Minaj had beef with Lil' Kim when she came out. Now, let's use common sense, y'all. If these two women made an album, would the album not be hot? Would that shit not be hard? Let's be real. If they made an album together, that shit could be one of the biggest albums in history. One of them. Let's be real. It could be better than a lot of dudes coming together. I'm going to be real. They could, but both of them made an album. Do you know how powerful that would be? But I want to explain something to you. It's not about the music. It would show the unity of two women. The unity would be more powerful than the music. The image of two powerful women coming together. That is an unwritten rule. You don't show no women coming together for nothing positive. You only can show them beefing. They're only supposed to beef. This is how we keep the sisters from coming together. Two grown women acting like kids. Because I told you, that's part of the game. They dumbed down. Both of them got Grammy Awards. Both of them got a lot of praise. But what did they get praise for in reality, y'all? Let's be real. Now, keep in mind, both of them are mothers. Both of them are mothers, got kids. So let's ask the question. Let's use common sense, y'all. And I'm not putting them down. I'm gonna show y'all this psychological shit. I'm gonna show y'all this shit is all planned. It's psychological. It's all psychological shit. This is my point. Now, being that they both mothers, right? Ask this question. Why you never see them portraying being serious and talking to the young woman about being a parent or showing motherhood? Why when they hit that live button, they don't just be on some serious shit, going into family behavior and, you know, how to be a good mom and, you know, things like that? Why they don't portray them images? I want y'all to ask these questions. from her, Beyonce. They got all them chicks that been having kids. Why they don't promote motherhood? Because they know the powers that be don't want that image out there. Y'all just keep fighting, keep acting stupid, and that's what y'all do. And then it plays out. I just want y'all to ask the question, why they don't promote being mothers? Because I told you, if they came together, screw the music, that would be good music. But let's look. You have two businesswomen coming together, two mothers coming together, which means their kids will be linked up. Do you understand how much powerful that would do? Then you understand why they never want that shit to happen in any genre. It's about imagery, y'all. You ain't gonna teach these young mothers. You got a lot of young mothers, 16, 17, 18, 19, whatever. You ain't gonna teach them how to be mothers and responsible. Teach them how to be thoughts, leave their baby in a tub, go live, shit like that. All I'm saying is that they should have a balance. You gotta have, they can have a balance. They can act ratchet, they can act stupid, but they still can have a balance. That's all I'm saying. It's like sometimes y'all know I act stupid. I say I wild out, but y'all know I be serious too. My point is this: when you see this shit is childish. Sponsored by Nicki Minaj herself. Now they've been beefing. They're not beefing well. Nicki Minaj recently streamed the album Super Freak, Jack and Rick James. Jack and MC Hammer Can't Touch This for a hit. Now they say that Nicki Minaj been getting clowned because a lot of her releases been flopping. So being that she dropped Super Freak, it's trending and it's been doing good. So therefore, these two people have been beefing. They're both of their cults, Barty Gang and Barbs. They beefing. They cult groups. They beefing, saying, "Ha ha ha! Nicki is doing good. Cardi, you thought she was gonna flop, didn't you?" Stupid shit. And then you know Nicki Minaj got mad at Cardi B when she linked up with Kanye West. Stupid shit. But my point is, Nicki is almost 40 years old. Cardi about 30. Why are they still beefing? Why is Nicki being childish? Okay, y'all don't fuck with each other. Y'all just make good music. But why y'all music got to revolve around y'all always beefing? And they from the same state. But I told you, everybody want to be the top. Everybody want to be a king. Everybody want to be the queen. But y'all don't understand that was a whole recipe to get everybody to beefing. Nobody can't be the prince. Nobody can be the knight. You dig? Everybody got to be the king. And this fake crown shit is what started half the beef you see right now. Fighting for a crown that don't exist. Because my point is this. I showed you with Madonna. No matter how much Nicki Minaj try to be the queen, they're going to still keep Madonna as the queen over her. I'm telling you how this shit works. Because I went into all of that. Oh, that's really that Madonna energy. And it just went into hip hop and rap music. But for those who know their hip hop history, you know, women didn't start out like that. Women started out competing with the men. And the women that were naturally talented, had skills, they got just as much as respect as the man or their peers at that time. Because it was about women showing strength. I'll give you key examples. Queen Latifah. That's one. You see what Queen Latifah did, meaning she started out rapping with the fellas, then she started evolving her career as a woman. MC Lyte, I'm just giving a little history. Roxanne Shante started out rapping amongst the big boys, competing with the big boys, doing their own thing, showing strength, and they were still sexy. But now it's about women being cartoon characters and clowns and not being serious at all, like never serious. Nicki Minaj knows she about to be 40. She know she market to young girls that's 17, 16, still in high school, shit like that, college. Because really, grown women listen to it, but grown women don't be really wrapped up in all that shit like that. But my point is, ask the question, why promoting motherhood is a sin in music? Just like I told you, being a father and a married man, that's a sin in music. You're not supposed to promote that stuff. Ask the question, why? Then you understand why they get paid, why they get accolades, all these rewards for doing nothing. What the fuck do they do? Beef and bicker and teach other behavior that they're not going to teach their own kids. That's it. You think Cardi B going to teach her kids what she teaching your kids? You think Beyonce teach her daughter what she teaching your kids? I think not. And you also will see, like I said, they don't speak up for women. They don't speak nothing empowering for women at all. They are not role models. And what I mean by that is they don't even portray the image. They teach to just look cute and just whatever. Fuck it. No education, no school. And let's be clear, in America, as a woman without no education, without no real background, your options are limited. And you already know what your options are going to be. It ain't hard to figure out. You're going to use something to get paid. It ain't going to be your brain. That's why they don't promote that shit. Don't you think if Nicki Minaj came together and they came together and started promoting, go to college, be a nurse, whatever, anything, if they started promoting a young woman, get into your own business, anything productive. No. But y'all know if they came together, they would have so much power. I just want to show you how they got to keep them beefing. Keep that negative energy going, all right? That's how it works. Also, to touch on this real quick, guess who else beefing? Slick beefing. J-Lo and Beyonce beefing. Now, once again, it's their cult following. J-Lo supporters are beefing with Beyonce supporters. And they also said that Beyonce had been jacking J-Lo for years. They said Beyonce been jacking plenty of people for years. This picture is the proof how she jacked J-Lo. You see the mask? Jacked J-Lo. And they said it's over 5 to 6 other pictures that she jacked J-Lo outfit, swag, all of that for years. Beyonce has been accused of copying Jennifer in the past. And before you call cap on Jennifer's apparent claims, check out the below links. Meaning you can go look all this stuff up. But you see this picture right here. You see the mask J-Lo got on. You see the mask Beyonce got on. Cloning. That's why I told y'all that whole beehive is a cult. All of them are tricks. All of them are delusional fans. And then the other half is her marketing team, acting like they fans. And all of them got marketing teams, man. They be finessing y'all. They be finessing the shit out of people. You know what I'm saying? Marketing teams. People that work for them, that sit behind computers and troll, comment, like, and do all that shit all day long. They pay them for that. And you think they got a real support system. No, they don't. Not like you think they do. They do, but it ain't like you think it is. That's all I'm saying. Now let's get into the real shit. Salute to the 169 in the building and everybody that's been sticking around, because now I'm about to talk about some real shit. We about to talk about some real shit. Let's check this out. And once again, to go to what I've been saying. And check this out right here. Read the title. Read it. And for the people listening on the move, let me read it for you. Black woman sues LA school after daughter was subjected to cotton picking exercise to see what slavery was like. Once again, fucking with the kid's brain. Y'all know I broke this shit down the other day. See, I be speaking on shit. Next thing you know, a story coming, back me up. But I'm telling you, this is not to toot my own horn. I'm just showing y'all I speak facts. Now, remember the other day I told you that whole slavery shit was put in your brain in school. This is the #1 psychological trauma effect on the minds of melanated people. Now, remember, let's think back, y'all. We all going to travel in time right now. When you're young, you think, man, you just having fun, green behind the ears, man. You just want to play, eat you some cereal, candy, play with your friends, ride your bike. You just want to have fun, be happy when you're a kid, watch cartoons. Then what happened, y'all? What happens as soon as you go to school? You get in the first grade, shit like that. They start teaching you that you ain't shit. They start teaching you about slavery. They start showing you pictures of people that you don't even know. That ain't even your family. They start showing you these pictures. Then what you do after that? You get like a little fear in your chest. You be like, damn, I ain't know that. Like, man. And they show you what? They show you that picture with that man with them whips on his back. And say, this your people right here. Then what you do after that? You start putting your head down. You start feeling a certain way. And you young now. We young. Some of our first weird feelings, some of our worst or our first fear came into our body when they started teaching us about slavery. That's soon as a child, you start realizing something ain't right in this thing called America. Something ain't right. Then you go home. Where you go home to? 9 times out of 10, ghetto, black community. And you start saying something ain't right. Then all of a sudden you start paying attention to race more. You a kid, you ain't know shit about race. Soon as they teach you about slavery, boom, they start teaching you about race. Now you start saying, damn, my people slaves. Damn, look at them white people doing that to us, putting them water hoses in them dogs. Damn, they live a good life. Why they do us like that? Da-da-da, whatever. But that shit start going to your brain when you 6, 7, and 8. Mind you, they showing you cotton fields, shit you ain't never seen. There's people live down south right now, ain't never seen no cotton field. You got people live down south, they family ain't never teach them no shit like that. So why the hell are they teaching you to pick cotton in California? And mind you, the school was in Hollywood, this particular school. And this black woman suing the shit out of their ass. She's suing them because her daughter's traumatized. Now, what happened? A black woman is suing the LA school after her daughter was subject to cotton picking exercises. And they say they wanted to teach the kids what slavery was like. The woman named Rashonda Pitts is filing a civil suit against a Los Angeles high school, a Hollywood school, claiming they used this method to experience what life was like as slaves. Or was they using this to push the fake narrative that all black people were slaves? See, they got to push the narrative. They got to put it in your brain. So if we make the kids pick cotton, we could put it in their brain that you a fucking slave and your ancestors were slaves too. You ain't nothing but a slave, nigga. Pick some cotton. See how I feel. That's called brainwashing. That's called installing a program into their brain called slavery. Now let's look at the other side of that coin. You also got to understand this is the formula how they boost white supremacy. Because now the white people that's in school, remember, we read the same books. Now, when the white people read these same books, this is how they start feeling superior. And it's not because they want to, it's just because they like, shit, my family wasn't no slaves. We didn't grow up like, no, that's not our background. Glad that ain't our background. They start feeling powerful. They start feeling like they're over you. Or they don't understand what your compassion, they have no compassion for you, or they don't understand because they just young like you. But their whole life, they was taught that they wasn't slaves. Their whole life, they was told that they was the master. They learned that when they seen the white face with the master cracking that whip. They see that at 6, 7, 8 years old. So that's how they start programming so-called white people to feel superior over you. It's all taught in school. And then also, some of these particular white people grow up to be liberal and try to help black people and try to go against slavery. But my point is this: it's all programmed in school. This is why some so-called white people do walk around and they don't understand your pain. They don't get it because they don't live in your hood. They wasn't raised around you. All they know is in school was taught you was a slave. Do y'all know how many documentaries came out about slavery? Right now, YouTube, you see some of them pop up. You also see a lot of these videos popping up from the past. I was watching one the other day where they was walking around South Central Los Angeles in 1968, and they was filming people in the ghetto. You'll see back in the day, they was going to all these black neighborhoods, filming the ghetto and creating that whole ghetto, poor, African black agenda. It was certain things they put into play that led to this day, but they was teaching it. Now, mind you, the documentary I was watching on the black ghetto in Watts, it was actually a documentary that is showed in UCLA College, USC College. They show these documentaries in college. So not only do they teach about you being a slave when you in elementary school, they still teach them all the way up into college about this behavior. Then you understand why they grow up with a certain complex. Now let's think. Let's use some more common sense, y'all. While we learning about being slaves and picking cotton, other kids are being taught to be successful. This is how they start shaping and molding their billionaires and millionaires at a young age. Why? Because they teach you your fight is slavery and racism. And other people, they ain't got no fight. Their whole fight is get money, get paid, live the American dream, because they program it in them early at young ages. Then once you get taught you a slave, your self-esteem go down. And you start feeling a certain way towards school. You ain't feeling that shit like that no more. Because now you start looking, I'm a failure. Shit, if I graduate, shit, I ain't gonna get nowhere. My people were slaves anyway. I go home, my people living poor. I ain't gonna make it anyway. Fuck school. That's how I go. I told you I dropped out in 11th grade. Because it's a self-esteem thing. You start looking at it like, man, I ain't gonna get nowhere after this shit anyway. So when I was in 11th grade, I was trapping. Go to school, leave school, hustle, leave school, cut school, hustle. Then after a while, I said, fuck it, I ain't going to school no more. I'm hustling. I'm getting money. After a while, I stopped even going out the crib perpetrating. Because at that age, my mother couldn't tell me too much anyway. So when we talk about these 16, 17-year-olds, that shit ain't nothing new. Only difference is we just was a little bit more smarter because we had more information, more shaping and molding. And we had more OGs and more older people putting us on the game. That's the only difference. I was trapping at 16 out of school. And let me make this clear. I sold crack before I ever sold weed. The first drug I ever sold was crack cocaine. Let me make that clear right now. So that's why I'm saying it to say I ain't no hypocrite and I ain't never going to disrespect the youth. The only difference is we have more awareness. That's it. But once we realized we were slaves and we wasn't going to be shit and get nowhere, so we thought, man, niggas said, fuck school, I'm getting paid. And that's when some people started getting their first cars, teenagers, 18, 19. Niggas started getting their own money. Niggas started getting their own crib. Like, I got my first crib at 20. You did? Niggas was getting money. That's what was going on. You feel me? That's what was going on in the 90s. Because we the generation that was like, man, screw all that slave talk. We wanted knowledge. We wanted to be conscious. We wanted to know what's going on. We wanted to know the truth. We was tired of the lies of getting brainwashed. So that's why I say it today, and I know what the fuck I be talking about. Because they teach you that shit in school. Now, what you think your child will be more successful? And then what else they told you? They told you about all the inventions your people made that got taken. So that crushed you. Like, damn, so if I made some shit, they took this shit anyway. Our people ain't do shit. They ain't tell you everything. And that was part of crushing your self-esteem. So when you get older, you ain't gonna have no drive, you ain't gonna have no motivation, you just gonna be wanting to get caught up in race. You gonna say, see, look what they did to us, and you don't even understand that all your people wasn't even damn slaves. Let me say it again. Only a percentage of people were slaves. Everybody was a slave in America. Common sense, America is big. You only had 13 fucking colonies on one side of the map. What about all the other states? You forgot about that? You forgot about all the so-called natives, so-called Indians that was running all around America, wilding out, doing what the fuck they want to do, living on their land. Everybody wasn't no damn slave, but they teach you that, don't they? Then they teach you about who? Christopher Columbus, don't they? Then they teach you about the Mayflower, and they teach you about you first came here, slaves to Virginia, see? But they ain't tell you your people was already in Virginia chilling before they even got over here, chilling. Balling. They ain't tell you that part, did they? No. Because school is a program. And your kids, all of us been programmed early. And taught that what? We ain't shit. And some of y'all older, you still believe that shit. You still go for the same narrative that you ain't shit but a cotton picking ass nigga. And your family ain't shit. That's why I told people, get into your history. Learn your background. Learn certain things about your family. If you got any elders left. And you'll understand that what? I told you, the number one thing is, look, I just broke it down. When you was a kid growing up, your family never taught you about being no fucking slave. You didn't learn about you being a slave till you went to school. Do you understand that? That the powers that be, they've been controlling your life. That's why the smart people that got bread, they sent their kids to private school. It's all a game, but my point is, this is why our kids walk around to this day and feel like they ain't shit. And they feel like the only way I'm gonna make it in America, I gotta be rich. I gotta get paid quick, fast. Then I won't be a slave no more. But they don't understand that when they set us on picking cotton and the whips and the chains, they just switched the whole platform up. And now our people are still slaves. Slaves to what? Material things. Before we were slaves picking cotton, now we slaves to buying cotton, called material shit. Brands. Slave, we all are slave to brands. Because they said we can let them free, but then we'll just create everything they spend their money on and we'll take all our money back. And then we'll have so many different programs that they'll never make it out anyway. The same way I told you when they ended slavery, for the people that were enslaved, the master will put a store on his property. And a lot of slaves that didn't have nowhere to go or were scared to leave, they stayed on the plantation. And they did work for master. They got paid chump change. But what they did was they went back to master store and got this thing called credit. So they was free. The master was paying them, but then he was robbing them because he owned the store they went to. And he gave them a whole lot of credit so they never would pay their debt off. And that's how they became enslaved after slavery was over. I'm telling you the games they played. The same slavery, now it's called what? Credit cards. Yeah, you got a job. Yeah, you make good money, but you give it all back to us anyway, called credit cards, called taxes. Bills. Remember before slavery, you had no bill. You ain't have to worry about no car note. You ain't go nowhere. You did. So once they took them chains off and them so-called whatever, that's why you always hear the story of what? Most of the slave owners became what? Brand owners. They started corporations. Shit like Nabisco. You know, all those, most of these corporations, a whole lot of them. You know about JP Morgan. All of these corporations, most of them started from slave money. But they flipped the script. And this is when they started building the warehouses up north. Okay, now we're going to get these niggas and these people to run up north and work our factories. Shit, we're going to free them, but we're going to run their ass up north so they can work the factories. And then the same clothes they're making for us is the same clothes we're going to sell them. We're going to send them to the Ford. We need them to make these cars at the Ford plant, but they're going to be the number one buyers of these cars. And they started creating different programs and corporations to still rob you and still take your money. That's why some people are what? Slave to material items, which means that's all you're going to get. You ain't going to get nothing else out of life. That's it. And then when you get to a certain point, when you're going to be so broke down and tired of paying bills, by the time you old, you got to retire. It's too late. And then when you die, all that material shit you slave for, we're gonna take that shit back. We're going to take that house back. All that shit we're going to take back. Or you got to sell it something. Slavery, man. Same shit. So I just wanted to show y'all how they were actually teaching this shit in school in 2017 and beyond. Teaching kids how to pick cotton. Now, I also want y'all to understand this is why you have to be on point with what your kids are being taught. I'm talking about for those that care. You got to pay attention to what. So they teaching your kids to pick cotton. They were slaves. They teaching your kids about gender. They're teaching your kids everything that you ain't teaching them. So my point is this. You got to have balance. If they're going to teach your kids that, you got to teach them the truth. You got to get them. You got to get in the back end of every story. You can't just let them go through that shit. They're getting brainwashed. So that's why I do what I do. It's for the future generations so they won't be brainwashed. At least it's out here. But can you imagine if you went to school and the teacher said, most of us probably would have tried to swing on the teacher. So we probably would have tried to punch the teacher in the face or something. Like, we ain't trying to pick cotton. What? But this how low they went and set it up at a school in Hollywood, y'all. So for the black kids that had to pick cotton, how you think that made them feel in front of the other races of people? How do you think it made the other races feel looking at the black people picking cotton? Now you understand how this so-called black-white behavior is crafted in school? Because they already did a test. If you took a whole bunch of kindergartners and put them in one class, they all gonna get along, no matter their race. They did that shit years ago. Take kids from every race in the world. You put them in one room as kids. They will all play together, share toys, have fun, all of that. but they don't start getting taught about racism and race until school. This is why I also showed y'all how back in the day when they conquered the natives, they took their kids and put them in school. Remember, I was reporting a story on how a lot of mass graves were found at a lot of old boarding schools where a lot of the kids that were orphans were stored at, because they would rape the woman, kill the man, take the kids. And then they would put the kids in school, boarding school, to brainwash them. So they had to erase their history out of their brain so that they would not know their history and tradition, their languages. Because I told you back then, we taught everything from word of mouth. So when they implemented these schools, that was to break the future generation of natives from knowing their history. School is a breeding ground of your brain. School is a brainwashing program. Even though it's some things in school you need to learn, that's also how they tricked us. Because they knew once I teach them that they're slaves and they're ignorant, they ain't going to want to learn math no more. They ain't going to want to learn economics. Most people, most of us, what happened? Tell the truth. Niggas fail in math. Niggas be failing in science. And we ain't even talking about algebra and chemistry. Niggas don't even make it that far. But guess what? Chemistry is what gets you paid in the real world. That algebra gets you paid in the real world. All that shit was by design. Science, they didn't tell you science was a study of you and in the world you come from. They made you go against all of that when they started teaching you that you was a fucking slave. You said, man, fuck all that math shit. You say fuck reading. That's why to this day you got some people still can't read. You got people dropped out of middle school that never went back to really reading like that, comprehension. But that's why I always tell my people, if you did drop out early, you got one thing called common sense. It don't matter if you can read, write, spell. As long as you got common sense, you'll be all right. How you think our ancestors made it back in the day when they told us what? We couldn't read. Remember? They couldn't read, they couldn't write. They was getting whipped. Remember all that? Whatever they were showing you? How do our people make it? Common sense. And then they started learning how to what? Work with their hands and pay attention to detail, shit like that. So just because you don't graduate or you ain't the smartest person in school don't mean you stupid. Understand that. But the way society is based on what? A GPA. What you get on your test. All that was also part of give you low self-esteem because you failed, you had D's, you thinking people smarter than you, you think you ain't smart. So when you grow up, you think you stupid. And now when it comes time to go get paid at a job, you scared to go to interview because you scared to fill out the paperwork. You scared to talk to the person giving you the job. The job, they ready to give you the job, but you scared to go talk because you was given a low self-esteem in school the whole time and told that you was a slave and you ain't gonna be shit. So a lot of us also said, man, I ain't slaving for no white man. Man, I ain't working for no man. I ain't slaving for no white man. I ain't doing that shit. That was also a plan to keep you broke. So you wouldn't be a provider. And like I said, I got caught up in it. You know what I'm saying? When you're young, instead of being legit, we taught to get our first felony or get in trouble or die as a teenager. Because they know if you get established young, the younger you are, focus on your trade, your craft, your skill, you'll be paid. See, they don't want you to understand that what? You can graduate at 18. Let's just say you get a job. Let's just say you go to the, let's just be real. Because look, I used to be down in the military too. I ain't working, I ain't fighting a white man war. I ain't been a white man war, but what? Niggas get in the war in their own hood and kill each other. Niggas wouldn't sign up for the military and get paid, good credit, benefits, but niggas would be in the hood warring with each other for free and dying. Get it? So that's why I said a long time ago when I got older and smarter and I was banging, I said, I should have just went in the damn military. Fuck it. At least my background to be perfect. At least my credit to be through the roof. I'll be able to get big loans out the bank and shit like that. I'll be able to start my own business now if I was in the military. And the smart people, salute to y'all that went in the military, got that free college tuition, getting them business loans. Some people were smart. While we was on the street wilding out, they was in the military. So my point is, you could just think you can graduate at 18 and put in your 20 and be retired at 38. Be retired. A dub and again, you retired at 40. Live the rest of your life. But what happened? We go against the grain most of our life, and then the rest of our life, we got to fucking work to death. Now niggas in their 40s working hard, 50, 60, working hard as a dog. Well, really, we were supposed to do that when we was teenagers. You're supposed to work your hardest years in your teens, 20s, and 30s, really. Once you pass 38 and all that, you're supposed to be cruising. But we are taught to waste a lot of time, and those same shortcuts we was taught to take called hustling, a lot of us are paying for that shit right now. Because all that hustling ain't get us nowhere. Why? That's why niggas ain't rich right now. All that time hustling, a lot of time got wasted. Therefore, niggas got fucked up backgrounds. Niggas can't get a crib in their name, a car in their name. Niggas can't walk out the bank. Niggas can't do shit. But it ain't our fault. That shit was a program. Because when you was being taught you was a slave, guess what they was teaching Johnny? They was teaching Johnny how to write a check. They was teaching Sarah how to make a deposit. They was teaching their kids how to finance money, how to save, start a coin collection, get into collecting stamps. They was teaching their kids how to be collectors and stackers and stashers and appreciate shit. All this was by design, y'all. So that's all I'm saying. But just pay attention to your kids, because I'm pretty sure if your kid told you they was trying to teach them how to pick cotton, I know you'll flip out. But this shit was going on right now, y'all. So I'm just showing you what's going on. And these are the facts. So when they say we got mental health issues, guess what, y'all? This is part of the reason why we got fucking mental health issues. And this woman said her daughter is traumatized from this shit. And she's suing the brakes off of them. So I just wanted to show y'all. Everything you was programmed, you got to come to a point in your life. You got to check it. And you got to understand some of that shit you got to throw away, and you got to start all over again. Meaning you got to reprogram your own brain now that you're older. That's all I'm saying. So it wasn't the fact of me getting on CARDI and them. I'm just showing you the childish, ignorant behavior, y'all. You got to grow out of that shit. Because they say that we are a childlike people. That is the secret around the world. Not because you got to remember, these are around the world. We know in the hood that ain't the truth. We know in the hood everything they say is a fucking lie. But guess what? Around the world, everybody believe that shit. That's the difference. You dig? So maybe that's why SWIZZ BEATZ and Timbaland got to fight for their money. Maybe they look at them as just two niggas that just came up with an idea and they stole it from them. Remember, I just showed you back in the day they stole our ideas. Now they still do the same shit. But now they trick a nigga into selling his idea and don't pay him shit. So when the history books close down the line, 50 years from now, you're going to think somebody else started VERZUZ. These two will be wiped out of history. You get it? That's how the shit work now. I went into it with Eminem. Yeah, y'all started hip-hop music, but as the years go on, when we wipe half y'all out of history, Eminem will be the greatest rapper of all time. On paper, documented. To the generation 50 to 100 years from now, they will be saying Eminem is the greatest. And your hit, you gonna be wiped out. That's what they're doing right now, wiping your history out, piece by piece. That's why you see one by one, everybody is falling, because it has to do with the erasing of the history, remixing the history. I told you the past couple years was a reset. The same way you reset your phone and it asks you, do you want to save your pictures? You want to save? If you put no, all that shit is gone. That's what they're doing in America right now. They hit the reset button. They're erasing everything. That's why I told you all of these corporations have restarted, rebooted. They all got money to restart, reboot, rebrand, and now they're getting what? New money. We also know that the money is also about to change. That's why what I'm doing, I started collecting gold coins. I'm going to be real with y'all. You got to start collecting cash money like a souvenir now. Like when I was young, I collected comic books, cards. Now when you're older, you got to start collecting big faces, 20s, 50s. That's the new collection now, cash money. See, now I want you collecting that. Keep swiping that card. Because I keep telling you, that's the game with swiping. When you always swiping, you're already programmed to be broke. I know, because I deal with the shit. You spending money you ain't even fucking touch. But it's prepping you to be broke and not having no cash. And that's why you got to understand the game of money. Money is the only thing that can be used. Just read money. When the last time you had money and read it? Money is for debts. Money is for everything. Money is the only thing that's COD. Not no credit card. Why? Because when your fucking credit card act up, you're going to look stupid, right? Y'all know how when the card ain't working right. You how many of y'all already been through that shit? Your chip ain't working. You in the store looking stupid, holding up the fucking line because the chip malfunction. That's gump shit. But guess what? If you have money, pull that money out, ping, pay, I'm up out of there. See? They want to get you off that cash. Swipe. Also, when you swipe faster than when you spend the cash. You just start swiping shit. Fuck, give me that. You got money, you got to peel that money up. It's different. That's all part of the game too. So yeah, they got the world on this crypto, but most of them already got their cash stashed already. They still got the old big faces. You dig? It's a game. So that's why I'm about to be collecting that cash like souvenirs. So when the shit ain't here no more, hey, I still have some cash, but it's still gonna be worth some bread. And all them coins going up now. So that's why I'm saying I'm into other things. I'm into collecting other things now. Yeah, I used to be concerned with having a closet full of clothes, popping tags, boxes of sneakers and all that shit, but I grew up from all that shit. I still like to dress nice, but I'm into collecting other things like gold, shit like that. But that's my preference. All right. I'm just telling you, it's a lot of different things to do out here. Start stacking cash. Start collecting cash. When you get paid or you get some money, just get a bill and put that bill up. I don't care if it's a 20, 50. Every time you touch money, turn a portion of that into cash or to a bill and put that bill up and see what you can stack off that. And then see how some of that money gonna be worth bread in the future. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, like I said, these dudes started an entity called VERZUZ, and now they got to sue to get their money. They suing for $28 million. Like crybabies. They ain't pay us our money. But you should have got all your money up front. And y'all took that bag because it probably sounded good. And now you paying for the shit. And these people are paying them. The company is called Thriller. And they paying them according to how they want to pay them. Or should I say the company called Triller? Pardon me, I've been saying Thriller the whole time. It's called Triller. But they paying them like little kids. They not giving them all their money. The first time they gave them their money, they didn't want to pay them no more. SWIZZ BEATZ and Timbaland had to take them to court. Then they took them to court. The judge said to pay them a certain amount. They paid them a certain amount. Still ain't pay them again. They've been trying to rob them the whole time. So now they in court for $28 million and plus extra fees. Because once again, I showed you, back in the day, you was told that when people created, Master took it from you. Now when you create something, Master give you a couple dollars and take it from your ass. You get it? That's why if you create a brand, stick to your brand. Keep the shit. If that's how you feel, keep it. Because instead of them suing for $28 million, they could be generating $28 million off the next 10 versus battles. But they sold it. You did? They sold it. Epic. My point is this. After they sold it, we don't know how much this versus right here made. We don't know how much they made off this versus with Gucci and Jeezy. We don't know how much they made off the Dipset Locks, versus. They was generating revenue. This stuff, and you got to remember one thing you got to understand with streaming, y'all. Streaming is worldwide. It's worldwide. That means France, Japan, Africa, they streaming all over the world. They getting paid. All you got to do is use common sense. Let's say it's $10 a stream, $5 a stream. You know 1 million people going to stream it around the world. That's $5 million. Easy. Boom. One versus battle. Boom. Simple. Mathematics, numbers. So if I make 5 million off streaming around the world of one versus, if I do 5 more, that's 25 million. But being that these niggas sold it, Now they lacking and they tight. So I'm just telling people, like I tell myself, if you're gonna do something, stick to it. And they probably thought it was gonna fold because a couple of verses did go left a little bit. They like the Teddy Riley when certain ones was going left, so they probably thought it was gonna fail. But once they sold it, the company Triller, they actually turned it up. They added some class and some, added more marketing money. My point is this, right? Let's go into this one right here, right? Like with these particular liquors, we don't know how much these liquors paid them to sponsor their liquor. Let's just say this company gave them 100,000 just to sit their bottle on the table. Free revenue. That's why I want to show people how all these different things make a whole lot of money. It's not just about the music. So you got to be smart when you make these deals. You get it? It's the same way I'm grinding this show. I get to a certain level. Somebody want to pay me a bag to push their brand. You get it? Hustling, networking. That is the whole purpose of brand building, because somebody will respect your brand, appreciate your brand, and want to do business with you. That's how it works, y'all. So that's why you got to take yourself serious. If you don't, ain't nobody going to take you serious. How is somebody going to take you serious and you don't take yourself serious? That's the only reason why I was trying to tell my brothers with all that beef and shit. I was trying to tell niggas that before. If you beef, you ain't gonna get no money. You keep beefing, how you gonna grow? Not trying to knock nobody, disrespect nobody. I'm just telling you real shit. I show tough love out here. I don't pat niggas on the back and rub their head. I show tough love, but I still got love for my people, because at the end of the day, if some shit pop, I know what side I'm on. Period. That's just it. When it's time to go, I'm gonna go. But meanwhile, when my people do stupid shit, I'm gonna check them. Same thing. If I do stupid shit, you're supposed to check me. That's it. I ain't with that lying shit on people. I ain't with slandering motherfuckers. I ain't really down with dragging people when they down. I ain't really with all that. But I'm gonna say what's real, because somebody got to do it. And I don't got no pause on my tongue. I don't got to kiss ass. I'm not under no fucking oath. And I ain't tied into nobody. So I can say what I want. I ain't compromised. It's a difference. That's it. That's it. But like I said, this one with 3 6 Mafia and Bone Thugs and Harmony was one of the biggest verses as well. Big. Like I said, these shits be broadcast around the world. Fans all around the world. We don't know. This shit could have made $1 million plus. You dig? So ain't no need for them to cry now. You shouldn't have sold that shit. And if you sold it, you should have got all your money up front. When they said we're going to break you up, you should have said, nah, I need all of that. You feel me? Or you going to give us majority. You're going to give us 20. You're going to give us 24 million and owe us 4. Not give us 4 million and owe us 20 something. That's probably what they did. But anyway, we neither here nor there. So I just wanted to show y'all the lesson within this that we all should learn is that when you building your brand, protect your brand, respect your brand. And if you're going to sell out, make sure you get the right price and don't sell out too soon. And if you do sell out, you got to accept what come with it. Don't be a crybaby. And also know who you're selling it to. Make sure if you sell your brand, the people that's buying it from you going to do right by the brand as well. That's it. But we done for the day, y'all. Salute to the chat. We do it again. Y'all see this week is flying. This shit flying, right? Tomorrow will be Thursday that quick, man. This shit flying. But they say time fly when you having fun. Shit, we good out here. We good. Yeah, we know what's going on in the world, but we ain't sweating none of that. Salute to the people in the building that's been staying tuned, the people on the check-in. Much respect. They could have just sold half. Exactly. Exactly. Good point. BT also had Johnson & Johnson lotion for sponsor, and they had the whole black community that was behind them at one point. Some of us would have grown up and maybe helped out that corporation. Exactly. Which I know BT been sold out. And remember, Johnson & Johnson are the same ones accused of putting that baby powder out that's been giving women cancer in their uterus. And baby powder. Maybe that's how a lot of people grow up and caught cancer later on in their life, from Johnson & Johnson. And what I always was told, what I heard back in the day, that Johnson & Johnson was owned by the KKK, allegedly. And it's no mistake why you see Johnson & Johnson in every Family Dollar, in every poor store is Johnson & Johnson products. They make a lot of products. But I was always taught that Johnson & Johnson was racist. So when I heard the story of how woman was catching cancer from powder, the baby powder, shit, who's to say they didn't put out tainted powder on purpose? And I told people before, episodes back, that a lot of these so-called KKK white supremacists, they own corporations. They are the ones that sell your kids the candy that fuck their teeth up. They are the ones that sell these products that make your hair fall out because they hate your hair. I'm telling y'all the game. That's the real game. They went into corporations years ago. When they had to take them robes off and they had to switch it up, they started putting on business suits. I'm telling y'all, that been the new game. Corporations or 501c3s, man, companies. That's why when you spend your dollar, you have to pay attention on who you spending your money with, how you spending it. You shouldn't be quick to keep making a particular corporation rich because you want to just keep spending all your money with them, talking about, I love this brand. You're making them rich. There's nothing wrong with that. You just got to know who you're dealing with. You could be giving all your money to somebody that don't even like your ass. That's all I'm saying. So you can do research on some of these companies. It's all out here. What up, Jug Rich? Hold up. That's right. And use none of that on your baby. You get your baby Johnson & Johnson, it might not affect them till they grown, you know, like some of our people. You know, we hear about how men get, you know, cancer in their testicles. That could have been from getting baby powder in your testicles when you was a little boy, wearing tighty whities when you was a kid. We don't know, but they know about these things because you got to remember this one thing. Every product they make it in a lab first. All products are made in laboratories. And they tested on animals first. And they know the effects of certain products. But the whole key to the product is make it look pretty, make it look sweet, make it smell good. And that's how you get people to buy their own death. That's what they do. They've been doing that shit. Why you think what we was talking about, a lot of recalls, cars, everything, they know that shit be fucked up when they put it out. But then after you crash in a car because the shit had a fucked up seatbelt, a fucked up wheel, you done died already, shit, and it's a recall on them cars. But the whole time, they already knew 300 Americans was going to crash in that shit. You get it? That's my opinion how I look at shit. Same thing with food. Anyway, what's going on in the chat? I'm reading the chat. What's up? Do y'all think they should have kept the company versus, or should they have, what y'all think? Should they have kept it? Should they have got more money? Should they got paid up front? What y'all think? Do you think they were stupid? Or do you think they just two more niggas that just created something that the white man took? What you think? I just got cocoa butter down. My granny made her own oil. That's what's up. That's right. Cocoa butter, man. Cocoa butter and shea butter. I've been using shea butter since early 2000s. Since like 2005, I've been using shea butter. Now they be cutting the shea butter up. Man, they be cutting it up, all that, man. They be mixing it with vegetable oil. You got to even know the real shea butter now. I promise you. That's why I remember a lot of our people, you don't got bad skin. It's just that you use fucked up products. The products they make for us specifically is to fuck up our hair, fuck up our skin, and fuck up your teeth. Because it was always said that we got the prettiest teeth, we have the best skin, and we have the best hair. So these companies that don't like you, they put out products to specifically fuck up your hair, fuck up your skin, and fuck up your teeth. That's what they do. What's up, Christian? Salute to everybody here. Now, Tory Lanez ain't started. He might have been the first on it. I don't know. Thanks for the donation. Appreciate you, Sir Junior. Appreciate it. Thanks for supporting the network. Who else up in here? What's up, Colleen? That's right. So that's all I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying, right? Back in the day, our people was not aware of all of these things. Some of these things they was aware of, but a lot of things they just wasn't. Now we are aware. We don't have to keep doing the same shit over and over and over again. That's all I'm saying. And guess what? When we stop supporting a lot of these brands, they'll fucking start collapsing. That's why I said the number one way for payback really is boycotting. Going on strike is the number one way you fight back. It's not with guns. It's with striking, things like that. Holding your money, pulling back on your resources. That'll kill them quick. When that stock market start crashing, they start going crazy. What the hell is going on? They ain't spending no more money. For some reason, we didn't make no money this week. Our turnover is not looking too good. Then they start panicking. But the whole key is keep them spending that money. And that's how they stay winning. That's how they stay in power. That's how their kids and future generations stay rich. Anyway. Yeah, I do that sometimes too when I take a spiritual bath. I pour a cap of bleach in the bath water. Yup. That's how you get them foul spirits off me. Then you'll understand also in the cleaning world, for people that be around commercial things, they started changing all the cleaning products up. You got to understand something. When your ancestors taught you about using that ammonia and bleach, it's a science behind that. It's a science on why our ancestors put bleach and ammonia at the doorstep, cleaned the whole house with bleach and ammonia. Yeah, that shit really get them spirits out of there. And one way you'll know, this is how I know a person with a foul spirit. If you got high levels of bleach and ammonia, people with foul spirit can't take that shit. That's a fact. Allegedly. But for a fact, our ancestors always specialized in that strong pine sol, that strong bleach and ammonia, because those chemicals ward off evil spirits out your home. And that's where the saying comes from, cleanliness is next to godliness. If you keep your house clean, you keep out foul spirits. The more your house is dirty, foul spirits just be chilling up in the crib. That's the science behind that shit, y'all. That shit real. That shit is real with energy. I'll say that. Facts. And our peoples knew this shit. That's why our peoples always was clean. I told you, you ain't start seeing people's dirty till they started showing you slave pictures. Why they didn't show you no pictures of your ancestors draped up in the finest of gold, sitting on thrones? Why they didn't show you that? Why they didn't show you how your ancestors knew how to catch their own food, clean it, fish, build boats, houses, all of that? Why they didn't show you that? What a lot of people don't know in slavery, allegedly, people was actually kidnapped and controlled and made to work their own land. People forget one thing. What was our ancestors growing here before they came? Corn. So we was already growing shit before they came. They told you that with Plymouth Rock and Thanksgiving. They already told you we was growing our own food. So what they did was put guns to our people head, made them get down and lay down and say, nah, you're going to grow this food for us. That's really what they did. You're going to grow this food for us and you ain't leaving the land. That's it. We got the land cornered off. Y'all going to work this land. And they made our people grow for them. That's what happened. They didn't know how to plant shit for real. Don't believe none of that bullshit. You know where they come from. Ain't no fucking crops growing in Europe like that, depending on where you at. Unless you know what I'm saying? Not them cold parts. They came and made our people get down and lay down. And when you go down to South America, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Haiti, all them places, sugar cane, all them places where stuff grow off the earth, they made our people do that shit. They made us get down and lay down. You gonna work this land now. That was how they was putting our people in slavery. That was already here, allegedly. And then they started bringing Johnny-come-latelys from Africa. So my point is, Africans come to America now. Africans was coming to America in the 1800s, 1700s. Shit ain't nothing new. But before they got here, people was already here. This shit is facts, but it's just not taught in school. It's called higher learning. You learn it on your own. It's taught in colleges, though. But it's out here, y'all. So that's why I don't argue with people no more. That's right. That's also part of the science of them damaging your hair. Why you think most people hair fall out before it's time? Why you think, oh, You get them split ends, alopecia, because they taught you to destroy your hair. Why? Because your hair is your trace to your heritage. You can tell a person's heritage or bloodline through their hair. So that's why when they started making them products, remember that black woman that made the straightening comb? Y'all ain't understand that, did y'all? That Madam C.J. Walker that was praised, and they always praise her in the boule and this, that, and the third. But no, she was the first one to create a device to destroy your fucking hair. She also created the device for blacks that were light-skinned, that was ashamed of themselves, that wanted to cross over and pass for whites. The straightening comb was invented for a lot of different things. But the number one thing was to destroy your hair. So therefore, you won't be able to trace your heritage. Told you in America, all these words relate, hair, heritage. They just play with the words. With every word, it's a root word. Remember that. By them destroying your hair, you'll never know your true heritage. And that was part of the game they played. So that's why you always got to remember, it's always been an unwritten law to fuck your hair up. And you taught that from a kid. When I was young, putting S-curls on top of the fade. Y'all know y'all come. S-curls, dye your hair, dye. All that shit fry your fucking melanin in your hair. It fries your hair. It destroys the shit. Well, you got to put that shit in your hair, and sometimes your hair never go back to normal again. Get it? That's the shit they do, y'all. That's the game they played. That's why I know it's a lot of women right now. Your hairline destroyed from all them wigs, all them glue-ons, tracks. Yeah, that was all taught by design. But guess what? That same hair, if we was taught, I remember a lot of y'all ladies when y'all was young, your hair was long, your hair grew, your baby hair, your whole forehead was intact, everything was intact. And guess what? If you never fried it, your hair would have grew down your back naturally. But they wanted you to destroy your hair. And that's what they taught us. And then not only they taught us to destroy our hair, they made money off all them products, and they do to this day. Who's the number one people that sell you all those hair products? It ain't your people, is it? All right, then. That's all I'm saying. Just like I know a lot of my sisters like to get on fleek and like to have their nails done up. There's nothing wrong with that. Keep your nails on fleek. But don't have it where you got to get your nails done every week, just getting chemicals all in your shit and getting them people paid. If you're going to get your nails, take care of them. And you know what I'm saying? When it's time to get them done, get them done. But you got some people, they still got, I got to get my nails done. Ain't nothing wrong with them. We got to get their nails done. See? And maybe that's why a lot of women also get cancer and certain sicknesses, because all them chemicals, all them years in your nail go in your body. Don't you understand one of the most easiest ways for things to get in your body is through your nails? Told you I went to school for that shit. So just think all them years of putting chemicals in your nails and on your brain. And you understand when you get older, a certain age, sometimes them chemicals catch up with you. But just know that when they put that glue chemical, that shit goes straight to your bloodstream. Know that. But that's by design. Salute to the chat. I'm about to get out of here. We cooked enough. We touched on a lot. It's a lot of information in this episode. So for those that seek information and knowledge, it's all here. Anyway, salute to everybody that pulled up, everybody that's still here, tapped in. We about to get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comment section. If you like and respect the content, hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? If you feel a certain way and you want to hate, you hit the dislike. Either way, it's all good. I'm about to get out of here, y'all. Let me check the comment section one more time. Episode 245. Set it off. Miss Jones. Our nails are prettier and stronger when they are our nails. That's a fact. That's a fact. All it takes is give it time to grow. If you like for the women that grow their nails, all you got to really do is let them leave them alone for a while, let them grow natural, and they'll be strong. You still can get them done up. You know what I'm saying? Or you get the clip. Y'all know the extra tips and all that, but you got to let your nails be natural. And that's something else I'm gonna tell you. When you look at this goes for anybody. You'll know a person healthy, or if you're healthy, or if you're healthy, if you look at your nails and you see whiteness. If it's white under your nails, you're healthy. If under your nails are yellow, dark, there's something going on. So this stuff I learned. And other people know this too. They can tell your health from your nails, your fingers. If your nails are not naturally, you know what I mean, white tip, white, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about under the nail. It should be pink. It shouldn't be dark, yellowish, none of that. If your nails are yellowish, like you know how people nails look like they work on cars and all that. If your nails are dark, yellow, that means you got fungus under your nails. And that means you could have an infection in your body, creating fungus. So your nails mean a lot. I'm telling you. That goes for men and women. That's like some women, you can look at a man's nails and you know if you want his finger to go certain places. You did. If you see that man's nails look a certain way, you better tell that man don't put his hands down there. The same way with a dude. If a chick got dirty nails, she can make your John have bumps, and you start getting bumps and stuff like that. It's from her nails. It's from her hands. She got dirty fingers. I'm just being real. So sometimes fungus and bacteria is transmitted through the nails. And a lot of women with long nails, they don't clean under their nails. I'm just being real. And the number one way you could tell if somebody takes showers is under their nails. A person that don't take showers, residue builds up under your nails when you don't take showers. That's a fact. So you see anybody with dirt under their nails, they ain't even taking no showers. That's a fact. So I'm just telling you certain ways. Because remember, when you work in the shop, you gotta know type of people you're dealing with. So that way, if somebody dirty, I can refuse that cut. I don't gotta deal with their business. You dig? And people that work in the salon know that too. What up? Yeah, I know about that earwax trick. That's a fact. Nails tell it all, y'all. Nails. Fingernails and toenails. And I'm gonna show you common sense. When a person got funky ass feet, look at their nails. I bet you they got black nails, so their nails dirty. Because they got fungus up under their nails. That's why their feet stink. Even if they take a shower, wash their feet, if they don't clean their nails, their feet always gonna stink and hurt. Because they got fungus in your feet. So that's where a lot of that shit come from, y'all. Other than that, y'all, I'm about to get out of here, y'all. I had a good day today. I'm feeling good, feeling great. We almost through the week. We're going to keep it going. We're going to stay tuned. We're going to stay lit. Other than that, nigga Wax Dog laughing. Other than that, man, I'm going to holler at y'all. What up, Cozy? Salute to everybody that's here, everybody that caught the replay. What's up, Sassy? That's right. That's right, Juice. She said, I learned that at a cosmetology school. That's right. That's what I learned. You got to learn that stuff. That book ain't about $300 for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I told y'all, when you want to know sort of information, you got to pay for that book. But all this shit is out here, but they ain't going to tell you that. See, my point is, that's why I say with doctors and all that, going to the hospital, doctors, their job is to treat you. Their job is not to cure you. Their job is not to tell you how not to get caught up in the situation, because that's how they make their money. You did? They're only going to treat you. That's it. That's right. And that's, I never want makeup. My skin is too sensitive. And that's another thing. For the woman that do wear makeup, you're supposed to wash that shit straight off. As soon as you finish, you wash it off. You don't supposed to sleep in that shit, none of that. You're supposed to wash it off. And you're supposed to constantly cleanse your face. You're supposed to do deep pore cleanses. And not only if you put on makeup, because remember, I had to learn this too. As men, we are taught to just take a shower and get dressed. No, you have to take care of your skin too. Ain't nothing feminine, ain't nothing suspect about none of that shit. We was taught being masculine mean you're supposed to be fucking ashy and dry skinned and bumps on your face. No, you're supposed to deep cleanse your face every so often as well. And then you'll see you're not really that dark for real. You ain't really got no blemishes. It's because you don't wash your face. Then you might wash it, but you don't deep cleanse the pores. So everything you eat, smoke, air outside, all that shit go in your face, and your face be super dirty. So you're supposed to deep cleanse your face every once in a while. And for women that use makeup, you're supposed to deep cleanse your face at least once a week. Really, after you take the makeup off, you're supposed to deep cleanse. But if you don't do that, those are the women you see with skin discolorations. You know why? Because they just keep putting makeup on a dirty face. So their skin becomes fucked up. That's all that is. And then let's be real. A lot of women don't wash their face. A lot of people don't wash their face. But you got to wash your face just as much as you wash your body. That's enough of that. I done gave enough tips. Layla said, Lala said, my nails are stronger when they are not done. Whenever I get them done, they're always brittle. Yep, that's from the chemicals. That's a fact. That's why, for real, women got to get back into the natural French manicure. You know what I'm saying? Represent clean nails. They still sexy. You know what I'm saying? With the French tips. Things like that. All right, family. Salute Miss Deja. She said she catching a replay. All right, y'all. I held y'all long enough. What up, Zengard? I think we did decent. We did good today. It's a lot of information in this. We had a little fun. And I'm about to get out of here. Y'all enjoy your day. What's up, Miss Jackie? That's right. Cleanliness is close to godliness. That is the jewel. That's why they always showed us in pictures looking dirty and dusty. To think that's all you is. And they specifically let us be dirty and dusty because that was to lower our self-esteem. Why you think when we get fresh and we get clean and we get dressed up, we feel good? Because that all goes with your spirits. That clean spirit is actually godly behavior. Being dirty is like devilish behavior. You get it? It's a science behind that shit. Got these kids learning how to pick cotton. All right, y'all, I'm about to get out of here. What that, blue paper? Somebody new. Man, that's Mitch from Paid in Full. Sassy said, I watched the chick do a tutorial on YouTube. I mean, she put so much shit on her face. I was like, wow. Yeah. Well, hey, what up, D Malley from Cali? What up? A lot of YouTube content creators touch on hygiene at one point. Yeah, that's a fact. Hey, you got to put on. You got to be knowing what's up. But the thing is, a lot of this shit wasn't taught to us. That's all. A lot of things we didn't know. Like, even when you do take regular soap and put it on your face, sometimes that shit still dry the fuck out your face. Certain soap, I'm going to say this too. Certain products is made for people without a lot of melanin, not melanin at all. And then some products are made just for people with melanin. Like, I'm going to be real, not trying to be funny. If, say, a person without a lot of melanin, if they put on cocoa butter, shea butter, that shit be too greasy on their skin. That's why they can't wear some of that shit. It's too greasy. Certain lotions is too it's too oily for them. You dig? Because you got oily skin, you got dry skin. Our melanated skin is naturally oily. That's why a lot of our shit get too oily. And I'm about to be out on that. I done spoken up. I'm not a doctor, none of that, but I'm just telling you what I know. All right, y'all. So y'all stay in tune. Y'all stay looped up. Y'all stay right. And I'm about to get out of here. I'm going to holler at y'all tomorrow, episode 245. And we out.